to our podcast about Beyond the Gate. This week, the focus was the Cotillion and the Plasma Ring. So let's start off with the Cotillion. First off, everybody was dressing fabulous. Fabulous. Hair, makeup, outfits were great. We started off with Eva's birthday, and she was helping Samantha, June, and Jessica with their hair. She was trying to keep her distance pretty much from everyone. She was just there to do what she needed to do and bounce. And I liked how Samantha remembered Eva's birthday. I thought that was sweet for her to give her a gift. And because, I mean, she's been so busy and that she took the time to find a gift for her aunt. So I thought it was really sweet. I feel like June likes Eva a little bit more than Kat though.
Mhm.
Cause she, I don't know, they seem to gravitate towards each other, maybe because they lived outside of the gate. Whereas Kat, I feel like sometimes she doesn't know how to talk to people well. Maybe she will have a character growth in that, but I could tell that Sam, June, and Jessica were really glad about how their hair and makeup had turned out. What were your thoughts on Eva being at Nicole's place?
I thought it was appropriate. I mean, she was there to do hair and makeup. She knocked it out the park because I really like everybody's hair and makeup
Hmm.
that was done. And I did like at the end when Jessica stepped out for a minute, I did like Sam talking to Eva and thanking her and giving her a hug. I thought that was a cute scene between the two of them. And I think that made Eva feel good and loved by, members of her family.
Hmm.
But nobody gave Eva a real hard time. Her and Kat said a couple words to each other, but that was nothing. But I felt like everybody was respectful of Eva being there.
Yeah. Yeah, because Dani could say something real quick. And she didn't. She
Hmm.
was just like, whatever. Kat, of course, was trying to say something. Eva was like, look, I don't got time for this. Because you notice Eva kept walking away from Kat. Like, I'm not doing this. I don't want to be bothered, kind of thing. I'm here for our niece. And that's it. So I thought Eva did great being in that setting because that's really awkward to go back to Nicole's house where everything went down last year, how everything started with that. So I thought it was great how the ladies composed themselves. I know you have the guys together. You got Ted over at Verna's place. You got Martin Tyrell there. They all trying to bond together. You got Andre taking pictures. You got Smitty keep checking his freaking phone. I'm like, Smitty, like, get off your phone, because he knew what was about to go down. I'm like, Smitty, just be present for them. But I did like Vernon being cool with Ted, but Vernon always keep his foot on Ted's throat though, which I like. I'm totally fine with that. Did you like the scenes with the guys?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I like that. I like Andre taking all the pictures and everything so everybody will have memories of that day. They all looked so handsome in their tuxes and everything. So yeah, I really liked the scene. I thought it was cute. And then after the girls got ready, well the ladies got ready, then they go back to Anita's place for them to take pictures. And I love when Samantha came down the stairs like that. That's beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
and she just looked gorgeous. Her hair, everything was really nice.
Mm-hmm. She looked it great. I like June's reaction. She was just in awe and shock and proud of her daughter. I feel like June's character has come a very long way. And I like how chill she is around them. And I like how she has Martin and Smitty try to figure out how to just be parents to Tyrell and Sam. I think it was really good for June to be there. And I'm glad that she was there. Now at the Cotillion, we got Donnell being like, I'm like, Donnell, what's going on with you? You're supposed to be there. And we also met Jessica's parents. Oh, child. Mm-mm-mm. I see why Jessica is the way she is now. I see it. She get her attitude from her dad. Her dad was just the most bougiest black person I ever seen on TV. It was awful. He didn't really acknowledge Tyrell. Like, he said hi to Samantha, but also Jessica didn't really introduce
Introduced.
him
No, she
either.
didn't. she didn't.
So there is no acknowledgement of Tyrell. It was like he wasn't even there. I just found it very awkward. And they, walk in to where the room is, walking all bougie, breathing bougie. I was just like, oh my gosh. So I like that Kat and Chelsea were the MCs of it because someone got sick and then it kind of spread. But when it was Samantha's turn to come out, Francesca, really? You didn't do it to anybody else, but you did it to Samantha. Like straight up bully. So she almost tripped coming out, and luckily Danielle showed up. It was like a princess movie going on there. And I liked how when they talked about Samantha, she mentioned Martin, Smitty, and June. She did not leave June out of there. And I thought that was really nice of Samantha to to do that. Samantha's very thoughtful and very caring, but I also need Samantha to get a backbone. Cause Jessica was going off on Francesca, so it's like Samantha needs to learn how to like play the dozens or something and talk back. I need for her to stand up for herself.
Yeah, I mean, I agree because I didn't like Francesca stepping on her dress. And of course, you can't do a smackdown doing a cotillion, but after, you know, that's
Hmm.
different because that was wrong. But I think what saved Francesca was at the end, when she actually put the crown and everything on Samantha, because Samantha ended up winning. But at first, what's her boyfriend named Francesca? Nathan.
Yeah,
He
Nathan.
ended up he ended up switching the cards, and Francesca thought that she won for a moment, and her grandmama just lost it. And she was just, oh yeah, this is great. And then she like flipped out when she found out that she actually did win. Nathan had switched the cards, and Nathan was drunk as heck. So
Yeah,
Samantha
he was
really,
hella
really
drunk.
dodged. Yeah, Samantha dodged a bullet with him big time. So I did respect the fact that Francesca did finally calm down and put the crown on Samantha, and I'm glad Samantha won. And then I was glad that Francesca just took her grandmother and was like, let's go. And
Yeah.
then left at that point. I did like the dances that they did. I thought it was nice.
Oh yeah, it
Um,
it was great. I thought it was classy with a little bit of like hip in here. It felt
mhm.
like it was appropriate. And everybody liked it but Jessica's parents, of course, cuz
No,
it
I mean, and then he went up to his daughter and was like, "You out here looking like a video vixen," something like that. I was
yeah.
just like, "Dang!" I mean, her dad. Then he went off on Martin because Jessica and Tyrell snuck out of there, so he was going off on Martin. I mean, his attitude was just whack. And I said, I see why Jessica trying to leave there and go off to what is it, LA or whatever to
Yeah.
school. I'm like, yeah, I'd be trying to get far away from my dad if he was like that too. And then of course Jessica and Tyrell, they end up hooking up. So it wasn't her first time, but it was his first time.
Which
I'm glad they
which I
used
actually like
protection.
that. Which I actually like cuz usually on shows it's the women losing her virginity and all this, making it such a big deal. I think it was great that it was Tyrell's first time
Hmm.
that they flipped that because guys have first time too. It's like, come on. I thought it was very tactful. I thought they did a good job with it. Of course, Tyrell is worried that those two are not going to make it. I don't think they're going to make it because during the announcement, so we had Jessica, who had, I think, the highest GPA, it sounded like, there. That she did her little dance, which is,
4.0.
yeah. So she did her little dance, which is why her parents was just appalled by it. And then you got Francesca, who, okay, let me go back. So when Jessica was announced, she did not mention her parents. I don't think her parents were mentioned. I have to go back and watch it, but I think they were mentioned. And same thing with Francesca. Only Anastasia's name was mentioned and not her parents. So I'm like, what's going on with Francesca's parents? Are they around? Is she really there? Because there's this one lady that is around Anastasia, and she was there at the Cotillion. So I'm thinking maybe that's Francesca's mom, or maybe that's a family friend. But I want to get to know Francesca a bit more. She's one of those characters that is very gray because even though she does not agree with her grandmother says, she doesn't say it out loud. And the thing with her is that she does not cheat. She's like, I had no part of this whole card switching thing, So she's like, I don't, do that. So I want to get to know her a bit more. I don't mind her being enemies with Samantha. Maybe Samantha would grow a backbone because I need her to stand up for herself a bit more instead of relying on other people to do that. But I think the Bell Clears are a good enemy.
Rivalry. Yeah.
Yeah, they're good because there's something there and we just want it to expand a bit more. But Nathan, it sounds like he got home okay because I was worried with him drinking and driving. That was my concern. So I'm glad they did not go down that route with that because that would have been awful. I wouldn't know what would happen because the plasma ring stuff, some stuff were happening over there. But I thought everything was good. Everybody dressed it great. I just like seeing the young generation of black men and women coming together, helping each other out, and seeing them blossom. And I thought it was just really good. I don't really see this type of stuff in movies and TVs about a young generation doing what they need to do and also have a group of people around them, So I thought it was really, really great. Yeah, I watched that whole episode twice because it was so good.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think a lot of people never even heard of a cotillion.
Hmm.
So I think that a lot of people should know about it and probably have a little bit better understanding about it. But yeah, I was glad that they kind of got into something like that because I think a lot of people just never ever heard of it in the first place. Moving on from that though, Vanessa, girl, why are you trashing your daughter, the cat, and Tomas? I don't understand. So
Vanessa needs to learn how to get a clue because at the cotillion, she saw Donnell wearing Joey's cuffs. I'm like, Vanessa, why would you point that out knowing Deanna doesn't like Joey? And then she's all shocked that Deanna's getting upset. You brought up Joey. You did not have to bring up those cufflinks. And now you're upset that Deanna is mad at you.
yeah, and then her daughter, before that even happened, was like, "Hey, mom, you want to go get some ice cream?" And she's like, "Yeah." And then next thing you know, they in this huge argument about Joey. But Joey did call Vanessa because he wanted her to give word to Naomi to go to the hospital because Jacob was there. And we'll get into that when we talk about the plasma ring part of it. But yeah, Vanessa, it's just like, why are you trashing your daughter to other people and stuff? Why don't you talk to her face and say what you gotta say? That's the part I didn't understand. I didn't like that at all.
Yeah. And then after that, Deanna cat talked. The cat's like, just try to be at peace, with your mom. If I was Deanna, I wouldn't. Or I would set boundaries and say, look, you and I can have a relationship, but I don't want to talk about Joey. I don't want to think about him. And if you can't do that, because every time she around somebody, she has to bring up Joey. So if you can't do that, Vanessa, then you and I don't. We not cool like that right now. Until you figure out how not to talk about Joey, because she does it to everybody she sees. She talks about, oh, Joey says he's good, blah blah blah. It's like, girl,
What I don't like about Vanessa and the whole Joey thing is she is trying to basically stuff that man down everybody's throat, and that's
exactly.
and that's not fair to everybody else. It's not fair to her kids. It's not fair to Nicole, other people that she has, a relationship with, and that's the one thing I don't like. And I think that when it comes out and she finds out that he was responsible for Doug being unalived or whatever, then she's gonna have to then look at those people in the face, and they've been trying to warn her about him all along, but she just doesn't care. She just doesn't care. She doesn't want to see that this man is not who he portrays to be in front of her.
Hmm.
But going to next week episode, Doug is back. So I'm like, is he a dream? Is he real? What's going on? I want him to be real. I want that to be Doug and not Deanna sitting there dreaming or hallucinating or whatever. I need him to be back because I never felt like he should have been off of there in the first place. But I hope it's him in the flesh. I really do.
It'll be interesting if he is back. Cause this is a soap, everybody. People come back from the dead. You can see them get shot. They have no pulse. they get bare, you can see everything, and they still come back. This is a soap. It's possible that he is back. If so, Malone gotta answer some questions. Cause like what happened? Randy could have helped Doug out. Or he could be a ghost because he looks younger. He's not gray hair, because he did have like a gray beard kind of going on at some point. So
Well, he could get that, dye and all that, but
yeah,
he looks good. The
yeah.
person that's playing Doug, I think his name is Jason. He looks great.
Yeah, he looks great. So we shall see what's going on next week. Now, reminder that there's no new episode on Monday because of the holidays. I know we have to wait an extra day. It's Cliffhanger Friday, y'all. That's just what they do in the soaps, all right? So that's our take on Beyond the Gates with the Cotillion. Check out our extra on YouTube where we talk about the plasma ring. And boy, we got a lot to say about that one. Thank you, everyone, for listening. Until next time.
Bye, everyone.